When I first heard the term self-love, I was like, what is that? I had never heard the term before, let alone how to practice self-love. It was so unfamiliar to me, and I had no clue. So here in this video, I'm going to share how to practice self-love and rekindle your inner joy. But before I get started, my name is Tawana T. I am the mother of 2 beautiful daughters. I am a nurse of 26 years. I am an author of a book called Paint Yourself Beautiful, and I'm a self-love coach. Here on my YouTube channel, I help people rekindle and develop the most important relationship they'll ever have, and that's the relationship with their self. I actually stumbled upon self-love. I was going through some tough times in my life, and I just couldn't seem to get over the hump. So I actually went and saw a therapist because I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm not sad, but I'm not really happy. I just feel like I couldn't really explain it. So the therapist said I was depressed and he wanted to give me medication. So I left from the doctor with a prescription for an antidepressant, and I was like, no, this isn't it. So I actually went online and typed in how to be happy, and just from that, all of these things start coming up about self-love. So here are some ways that you can practice self-love. But let's define. Self-love in a nutshell is doing what's best for your physical, your mental, your psychological, your emotional, and your financial well-being. It shows up in the decisions that we make in our daily lives, in our behaviors, our attitudes, and our habits. So I just wanted to be happy. And what I realized is self-love is what I needed to do that. So there are 4 different areas of self-love. And to have self-love, is said that you should be aligned in all 4 of these areas. And those areas are: 1, self-awareness. Who am I? What am I thinking? How are those thoughts affecting my behavior? What do I do? You have self-worth. Do I feel that I deserve and that I'm worthy? How do I see me? How do I value me? Self-esteem goes along with self-worth. If I feel that I'm worthy, then I am capable of doing things, and I feel good about the things that I am able to do. I feel that I can attain the things that I go for. And the last one is self-care, and that's the one most people are more familiar about, and it's the things that we do for ourselves to show appreciation and to show gratitude and to show acceptance of ourselves. One of the most important aspects of self-love is self-awareness, and for me, everything stems from there. Being mindful of who am I, what am I thinking, how do those thoughts make me feel, and what do I do with those feelings? And journaling is a way to become more self-aware. Looking at your thoughts, looking at your thought patterns, seeing why you think certain things and how they affect your life. So one of the important aspects of journaling is it helps you to see where you're misaligned, your thoughts and your behaviors, and it helps you gain clarity and direction as far as what you want for your life, what you want, not what other people want for you, but it helps you to become clear on exactly what you want. I have a video on the importance of journaling, and you can check it out. I'll put the link below. Another way to practice self-love is honoring your time. Not just your time with other people, but also the time with yourself. So there's some boundaries that have to be set. Self-love is intentional. It's action-based. It means that you're going to do the things that are best for you. And that comes down to decisions of needs versus wants. Now, I may want to go out with my friends and hang out, but I need rest. So sometimes it's making those hard decisions because, yeah, we like to have fun and the turn up can be real sometimes. But we have to do what is best for us, and getting proper rest, having proper nutrition are those things that in the moment may not feel so great, but in the long run we know it's the best for us. So self-love is making those types of decisions, and that in itself increases your self-love. So honor your time. Self-care is another way that you can practice self-love. And that's all the acts of kindness that we do for ourselves to keep us healthy and balanced. For me, that included spending time alone. It included going out in nature. It included me eating proper nutrition and making sure I got enough sleep. I used to get like 3 hours of sleep and then wonder why I couldn't show up and be great, right? So I want you to do these 3 things. 1, I want you to make a list of the 3 most important people in your life. 2, I want you to visualize how you want to show up and exist with these people in your life in that atmosphere. How do you want to be? Visualize that. And number 3, I want you to make the necessary changes to make that true. And yes, it's easier said than done, and it's going to take all the aspects of practicing self-love to become the you that you desire to be. And that's a healthy, happy, and whole individual that has a love for her life or your life and life, period. So try those things. Another way to practice self-love is honoring your yeses and your nos. What I learned is when you say yes to someone else, I had to figure out what was I saying no to for myself. So honoring your yeses and your nos, because when you say yes to someone and it's not in alignment with what you've decided you want for your life, then you have regret, you have guilt, and it just doesn't turn out the way that you envisioned it. But if you decide to say no to some things and start saying yes to the things that are in alignment with what you want for your life, the direction you see that you want to go, it feels good, you feel proud, it increases your self-esteem, and it grows your self-love. So honoring your yeses and your nos is very important. Another way to practice self-love is you gotta get rid of the frenemies. Be mindful and watchful of who you have around you. Who you have around you really says a lot about you. Who you decide to have a relationship with says a lot about you. Are you loving yourself? Are the people around you good for you, good to you, and good about you? Do they encourage you? Do they support the things that are important to you? Are they honest with you? Because if you have a bunch of people around you that's just going to tell you everything is okay and you're out of pocket, that's not love. So it's important to make sure that your tribe is in alignment with where you want to go. Another way to practice self-love, and this is the one that I love, receiving and giving, and that's forgiveness. It doesn't mean you're not accountable for your actions and that you don't have to deal with the consequences if you make an error or a mistake, but it is a part of growth. You are human and you're going to make mistakes. So looking at the things that you do, determining in that moment what you could have done different, what you did right as well, and forgiving the human part of you and making a decision to do better next time. It's not letting yourself off the hook, because part of forgiveness is growth. It can now extend beyond you. So because you know how it feels to forgive, and boy, does it feel good to be forgiven. Come on, God forgives you. You forgive yourself. You know how it feels. It's torture when you're not forgiven, right? You're like, God, just forgive me. I won't do this again. I'll make sure I get it right. Just think of extending that gift beyond yourself, because it was provided to you. So that in itself feels good, to be forgiven and to forgive. There is no one size fits all when it comes to practicing self-love, but you'll start to see what works best for you, and you'll start to see the changes in your life when you try these different things out. What I will say is, in this day and age, self-love is revolutionary, because we have been conditioned to put everyone else before ourselves. So you will get pushback. When you start doing things for you and honoring you and doing the things that rekindle the joy inside of you so that you can be happy, the people that have benefited from that, where you putting yourself on the back burner, you'll get pushback. To be honest, you're going to get pushback from yourself. So just continue to work through it, and don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything. Pick one thing at a time, maybe one thing a month, because again, this is a lifelong decision. So it's not a race, but just be consistent. I hope you learned something from this video. I pray that you can put some of these things into practice to bring yourself more joy. You can check out some of my other videos on self-love and setting boundaries and self-sabotage. And if you want to get in contact with me so we can do a discovery session so that you know where you can start, my links are below. If you want to purchase the book, Paint Yourself Beautiful, which is the start to your journey, and that's self-awareness. It's all about you and appreciating you. Thank you again for watching my video.